What is good, YouTube? This is your boy, Aaron.
It's Brian.
This is the Courtside View Podcast, and we are back to discuss the NBA. And we got a couple things I want to talk about. All-star starters were announced. We have the usual names in the Western Conference side of things. I believe LeBron, Steph, I don't know.
KD.
Steph. Kevin Durant, Nikola Jokic, and who's the last one? Hold on. All-star starters. Let me see. Who is the last one? Yeah. Western Conference. Shai Gilgeous. How could I not forget Shai Gilgeous-Alexander? I thought they hold him. All right. That's the Western Conference. Let's go to the Eastern Conference. We have Giannis. We have Jalen Brunson. We have Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum, Karl-Anthony Towns. Any thoughts? Guys got snubbed? Any dudes that got snubbed from the starters that you would have liked to see from the East or the West?
Listen, Steph Curry, he I don't think he deserved to be a starter this year. The Warriors have been on a downtrend as of lately, and I honestly feel like you could put another player ahead of him. I mean, shoot, I'm looking at the voting. It's like,
Who would you have over Steph in the West?
If Luka wasn't hurt, it would be Luka.
Oh yeah, for sure. But who else? Who would be a guard that you would put over Steph in this situation? Because Shai is already on there, so it had to be somebody else. Would you put a De'Aaron Fox? Would you put a Ja Morant?
Yeah,
Ja Morant. Well, let me check his stats real quick.
Ja Morant been hooping.
He been hooping. Yeah, I might go with Ja Morant on that one. Either him,
small market foolishness.
I might go with him or De'Aaron Fox. The Kings they've been hooping recently.
He's not averaging the craziest. Ja averaging a nice little 21, 4, and 7.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, at least his team is third in the freaking Western Conference.
That is true. Reward winning. This just seems like a one of those things where he's up there in age, but off of reputation, off of accolades.
Even Kyrie having a better season than Steph.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is. So
East though, East. Let me see. They got Tatum, Cat, Giannis,
Jalen Brunson.
You
think Jalen Brunson should have been in?
You could argue
LaMelo
or Cade.
Yeah, I think Cade should have been in over him.
LaMelo or Cade. But I think people's taking the wins and the win stat into account, but they didn't do it for the Western but whatever. Yeah.
I think Cade should have been in that starting spot.
Probably.
Yeah, Cade has been phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else, I'm not mad at. I think Donovan Mitchell, he's number one seed.
Yeah.
That team
Tatum makes
fantastic.
sense.
Jason
Giannis
Tatum
makes sense.
Cat too.
Yeah, that makes
Cat
sense.
has been great.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think he's been the best Nick. I think he's been better than Jalen Brunson.
Honestly, yeah.
Which is crazy.
So, I don't have a problem with the east side of the thing, but besides Jalen Brunson, you could have put like Cade or something like that. But other than that, I mean, everything else seems to be good.
Seems to be about
LeBron and KD legacy stuff, I guess.
Hold on, LeBron.
Obviously, I expect LeBron to be a starter, but KD's having a good year.
Who would you have over KD?
Let me see.
Because you have. I'm trying to think.
Wembanyama, AD, Sengun, Jalen Williams, Jaren Jackson, Sabonis.
Wembanyama, maybe. Yeah, maybe. I mean, even though the Spurs aren't really winning.
They're trying their best.
They
ain't that far from the Suns. So.
No, they aren't. You're right about that. But I mean, Kevin Durant's having an amazing year too. Even at his age, he's still having an amazing year. It's not like with Steph, where Steph is kind of falling a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Durant's still averaging his regular numbers.
True.
So
Sengun is having a pretty solid year too.
I just think Sengun as a
he's
starter.
He's just not a draw. Yeah.
I don't think as a starter though. He could make it as as a reserve, but as a starter, I don't see it too much.
It's really just Wembanyama, honestly.
Yeah, that's the only one I can really see.
You know, really having a good season. Jaren Jackson Jr. is having a really good season this year.
Yeah, he's
averaging like 22.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And he's going crazy.
I mean, it makes sense why they're number 2 seed. If he
let me
number
say,
2 or 3 seed.
He's averaging 22, 6 and 2. 6 rebounds, and he's shooting about 50% from the field.
Yeah, I mean, that would make sense for the reason why they're the number 3 seed right now. So, number 3 or 2 seed.
He's honestly, he's stepped up as the number 2 over Desmond Bane, it seems like. So, but yeah, I mean, it's All-Star. We really just got to see what the product is going to look like. I don't know about this whole tournament thing. Listen.
Doesn't really matter.
They just sound like they're just throwing ish at the wall, hoping it sticks. But
yeah,
we're going to have to see, man. I do like the fact that the dude from the Bucks, he's joining the dunk contest because he had that one crazy dunk. I forgot who he dunked on, but it was a crazy dunk. But it's just like, I don't know, man. All-Star Weekend just lost all its aura. It lost all its aura.
It really did because the players just don't care anymore. They're not changing anything up.
And like
same events.
And like the new guard is still. They're not marketing the new guard correctly, so they're still using the old regime, the older guys to really sell it, and it's not working. The mystique is wearing off.
I think also we have to blame the new guard as well because they're not taking it upon themselves to really market themselves. So these events are perfect opportunities to get free marketing on their part. You know, normally in the past, young guys that are rising stars, they would take it upon themselves to participate in these events. 3-point competition, dunk contest. Remember Donovan Mitchell in the dunk contest when he won. Oh, now rookie of the year. He's playing great, and then now he's entering in the dunk contest. Has a great rising star game. We start to get his name recognized a lot more. These are things that used to happen, but now it's not transpiring as much anymore. Now we're getting dudes that are reserves, that are on the bench, not
Jaylen
getting
Brown did
minutes.
The dunk contest
He did.
It wasn't great, but
no,
at least he showed up.
He did obviously, but I would prefer to see more names that are on
like
the
a
rise.
Ja Morant,
that are potentially the faces of the league.
In the dunk contest would be nice, but
yeah,
it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen because they just don't find the need to want to compete in those events. It used to be kind of like a priority, really, to go into the events, try to get your name recognized, get more sponsors.
It's just really put on a show for the fans.
Yeah, it is.
It feels like a lot of like the attitude is that they don't owe fans anything.
I think it also is hearing more information about it. They're tired because there's so much put on the shoulders of these players when they get to All-Star Weekend. They're not able to just chill and relax. They have to do all these different events. They have to participate in all these things outside of the game of basketball. And that's the problem. Don't get me wrong. Fan interaction, doing stuff for the community is great. And I believe all the players should do that. But you can't have these players feel so tired when they go to a weekend where they're supposed to relax, where they're supposed to wind down, enjoy the city, enjoy the festivities. Why are the players so tired doing all these events? That is just malpractice. That is just inexcusable for the commissioner, for all these sponsors, having these players with all these responsibilities on a weekend that's supposed to be a just celebration of the game of basketball. So that's why a lot of these players just don't care. And some of them don't even go to All-Star Weekend because they feel like, hey, this is a perfect time to go on vacation, not have to worry about all these things. Like some of the players that are perennial All-Stars that don't make the team one year, like, shoot, let me go on vacation. It's a great time to wind down, be with my family and stuff.
Some rest.
Yeah. And when you get there, it's like so much I gotta do.
Yeah, man, I really miss the days of the old All-Star Weekend, man. It was so fun to watch. You really look
TV.
forward to seeing All-Star. Like you literally, I'll be front and center in the TV. Even my mom would watch All-Star. She don't even watch basketball.
Yeah. I remember like, it's around Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
So like it'd be like, damn, I gotta plan ahead. But now it's like if the lady said, hey, I want to go out on Valentine's. It's like, okay. All right.
Okay.
I'm not missing nothing.
Yeah.
I'll watch it maybe later.
I'll catch the highlights on social media.
I'll catch the highlights now. It used to not be that way. You just got to plan ahead. All right, she want me this time we go, this time. Not anymore. Nope. So that's just how it is. It's not a priority anymore. It's nothing really to watch that interests me besides the 3-point competition. Even that, it's okay.
Everybody's shooting threes now, so.
Yeah, so all right. Well, moving on. Speaking of Cade Cunningham, I want to just talk about his rise to fame and how the NBA is really organically making him a big deal now.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it is due to his play on the court, and we're seeing more of him on television, from just seeing him on NBA on TNT to just discourse around him on ESPN. I remember like some analysts are mentioning his name. How do you feel about the discussion of Cade Cunningham and his rise of just fame?
That's great. Honestly, it's great to see him finally get recognition for being as good of a player he is, because he's been really good when he's been playing since he's been drafted, honestly. And it's finally that it helps that Detroit is winning some more games now, and they actually have a competitive roster on the court. And so I think it's fantastic. I really was a fan of Cade's game coming out of college and stuff like that. So I'm not even mad at it. I ain't even mad at it. I feel like this is what a lot more other stars should be getting the same treatment.
Mm-hmm.
And, and also more players like on the Pistons, they got some dudes. They got some young guys that deserve some shine, like Asor Thompson. He's a defensive monster. It was that one play I saw. He pretty much shut down like 5 different shot contests. That was insane. Like this is the type of coverage we need league wide for the younger dudes. So hey, I'm all for it, man.
I do think it's great to see mentioned in the previous segment about these rising stars taking it upon themselves to try to market themselves, going on NBA TNT, going on that network, and if you're in Atlanta, some players, they'll go there.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these rising star players should go to that show, get their name recognized, so people will know who they are. And Cade Cunningham has organically taken it upon himself to get his name out. These analysts are recognizing what he's been doing. I love it. Like you mentioned, this needs to happen for a lot of rising stars, a lot of different players that are on the rise, and it just seems like that's not the case. If you're not an Ant-Man, if you're not a John Morant, they're not going to take it upon themselves to promote them. And that's unfortunate because there's a lot of great talent in this league. There's a lot of young talent that are doing a lot of great things for teams that are not getting recognized. I feel like Paolo Banchero doesn't get enough recognition for what he's done. Franz Wagner is not getting enough recognition for what he's been doing for the Orlando Magic. And it's unfortunate because these guys have been hooping the Orlando Magic. They haven't been winning as of late, mainly because of injuries, just been significantly hampered. But they still deserve a lot of recognition, and they're not getting that. It seems like these young players, they get talked about during the draft. They get talked about during the draft process, and then we forget about them. Why is that? When you were praising them entering the draft before they got drafted, and now once they get drafted, we just forget about them all of a sudden? They just go away like it's smoke? Why? Continue to talk about them. Continue to talk about their talent. Continue to talk about what they have been doing for their franchises, because their story is not over. The story is not over once they get drafted. The story continues.
Especially as these dudes come into the league 18, 19 years old. They still teenagers.
Absolutely. Not every rising star is Zion Williamson, who just wasted his talent. Not every star is doing that. They actually take the game serious, and they actually continue to improve and have made their team win. They made their team a winning team. Amen Thompson, Cade Cunningham, John Morant, De'Aaron Fox, all these dudes that are not being discussed because, they're not in the right market. We just don't care. The team's boring to watch. Make them fun to watch. Make me want to watch that team play.
Oh my goodness. The thing that kills me, like, I know there's a time difference, but a NBA game starting at 10:30 at night is insanity.
Yeah, it is insanity.
For East Coast. I'm not staying up until almost 1 in the morning to watch a basketball game.
Unless it's like the weekend.
And then y'all be saying the time is going to be 10:30. It was 10:40. The game wasn't even on.
I know, right? They still had that problem. I know.
I'm like, y'all got to get this under control, man. Y'all got to fix these start times because NFL, what the game say it start at 8, the kickoff will be 8:03, 8:02.
Pretty much. Well, that's a whole different conversation that I talked about on how to save the NBA. Go check out the whole series. The link will be in the description, but they have to do something about these young dudes. Cade Cunningham organically has improved his name, has got his name recognized. Basketball analyst, they have praised him for what he's been doing for the Pistons. The Pistons are winning now. They're in the playoff picture now. Who would have thought that before ending the season? Do the same for other players.
Other dudes need, like Darius Garland. He needs more recognition.
Yes.
Alperen Sengun.
Evan Mobley.
Yeah, Mobley.
Bruh. I remember last year I was criticizing the hell out of Evan Mobley. I was like, yo, this dude, I don't see the hype. He has not improved. They get a new head coach. This guy is finally reaching his potential. And they don't mention the Cleveland a whole lot.
Nope.
They just say, well, yeah, Cleveland's the number 1 seed, but we still believe Boston at the end of the day, when the playoffs roll around, they'll find a way to get back to the finals. It's like, okay, cool, but can you talk more about why Cleveland is a threat? Why Cleveland is the number 1 team in basketball from a record standpoint? Like, come on, man. What we doing?
They just don't like the Thunder are getting a crazy push right now.
Yeah,
but
deservingly so.
Because SGA is phenomenal. But other than that, like, you don't really hear much about, like, honestly, I haven't really been hearing much about the Lakers recently. It's like y'all been pretty quiet
recently. It's
been
like a little
relatively
bit.
Compared to with the usual media attention y'all been getting. It's been kind of dead. The last thing I heard about them was just recently because Anthony Davis was like, we should get a big.
Yeah. And that's the thing. That's the thing. The reason why the media hasn't been talking about the Lakers so much is because they view the Lakers as a team that is not a serious contender. So they're not even going to pay them much mind at this moment.
Which is crazy to say with LeBron and AD on the same team and a really solid guy in Austin Reeves.
But, I mean, they're not wrong, though.
I mean, no, they're not wrong.
But
I'm just like, it's just a crazy that it's happening like that. Because even still before when y'all wasn't really contenders in my eyes, y'all still got crazy media coverage.
You know who's not getting a lot of crazy media coverage is also the Clippers as well. I feel like they deserve some love for what they're doing, getting rid of Westbrook.
See, they can't talk trash about Kawhi, so they're not going to say nothing about him. See,
and then they don't give no love to James Harden or Norman Powell. Unless you're watching the NBA specific shows, you're not going to hear much about James Harden and what he's been doing, Norman Powell, what he's doing. The fact that they got rid of Westbrook and they're still winning. James Harden is improving. Norman Powell is improving.
Yep.
They don't want to bring up that narrative. Yep. They don't want to bring the Clippers without Westbrook are better. James Harden is better. Norman Powell is better. I'm just saying.
And speaking of Westbrook, they not even trying to lean into the Westbrook redemption story all that well.
I know, right? That's weird.
Like, Russ is playing good ball right now.
I'm surprised Stephen A. and them haven't. I understand football's still a prevalent thing, but you would think that the media would at least grab their attention on what the Nuggets and Russell Westbrook is doing. I haven't heard a whole lot about it. And honestly, we can transition to this in terms of the threats to the Celtics, but the Nuggets are in that category. with the way
they just don't die.
With the way that Westbrook has been playing, I think Westbrook has been the difference. I know. People say you're a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite. No, but like if we're being I'm just calling it how I see it. I just call it how I see it. He has been a good addition to that Nuggets team. Now, remain to be seen in the playoffs. The playoffs are a whole different animal, and there's still a lot of basketball to be played in the regular season. We're not even at March yet. When we get to March, then that's when teams really start to get very serious, playoff push, trying to get the right seeding. So if he continues to play this well, then, hey, we're going to have a really serious conversation by then. Are the Nuggets the number one threat to OKC to get to the championship? So, but yeah, man, they're in that picture. We need to take them seriously because Westbrook and what he's been doing, Jamal Murray, I still have my skepticism with Jamal Murray because ever since that injury happened, I think it was either a year, I think it may have been a year ago or something like that, he hasn't looked quite the same. So I still am a bit skeptical. Now, he has been playing good as of late, but I'm still a bit wary with Jamal Murray. But man, the addition of Russell Westbrook has helped him a lot.
It definitely had lightened the load,
Absolutely, because now
he has more time to figure stuff out without having to be the number 2 guy every single night and having to put 24, 25 a game.
Yeah, and then without Aaron Gordon, I think he's back now, but without Aaron Gordon, they were still able to stay afloat because Westbrook was playing well. Michael Porter doesn't even have to be the number 3 anymore. They don't have to look at him as, you have to step up your game. No, you can still be the same dude you were in the previous 2 seasons. Right now, the Nuggets, we should be taking them more seriously in the Western Conference. I believe at this moment, the Nuggets are the second best team in my opinion. I like
in the West.
I think the Rockets and the Grizzlies are good, but in playoff time, I don't think it's going to work for them when they go up against the Nuggets. I think the Nuggets and what they're capable of with Jamal Murray and Russell Westbrook and Nikola Jokic, that veteran leadership, the coaching ability that they have, it's going to be too much for the Rockets and for the Memphis Grizzlies. You got to remember, these are young teams, super athletic. They're going to win a lot of games in the regular season, but in the playoffs, when the game slows down, when it's more of a half-court type of game, it's going to be a lot more difficult for the Rockets and for the Memphis Grizzlies to get their game off. We've seen it in previous years with the Memphis Grizzlies when they get to playoffs. Against my Lakers, against the Warriors, they had a lot of difficulty. It was very difficult for them to really get their offense going because outside of Ja Morant, who else can you rely on as a scorer? Jaren Jackson has been stepping up his game, but when the playoffs roll around and you need to get a bucket,
and you're expected to be the defensive anchor on the other end too,
I still don't see Jaren Jackson as that dude. I still don't see all the other pieces on the Memphis Grizzlies that can help Ja Morant in a playoff setting. In the regular season, they're going to be fine, but in the playoffs, when guys get tighter, a lot more on the line.
Get shorter, minutes get longer.
Yeah, man. I just don't see that formula working. They need another difference maker.
And that's also one of the reasons why I'm skeptical about the Rockets, because they play a lot of dudes, because they have a lot of dudes to play. But once the rotation gets short in the playoffs, and you won't expect Jalen Green to play more minutes, oh Lord.
And they don't have a definitive number 1 dude.
Yeah, there's no true who is the guy that's going to be the dude to lead.
It's like the Hawks in 2015.
Yeah, it's too many cooks in the kitchen right about now. They all have things they're good at, but who's going to be the guy you're going to lean on primarily in the play? Ime Udoka is going to have to establish that order.
And depending on who they face in the first round, they could be one and done.
Yeah, matchups, styles make fights.
If it's the Mavericks, they're going to have hell. They're going to have hell to pay.
Mavs dealing with some crazy injury. Derek Lively hurt his foot, foot fracture.
But if the Mavs can stay afloat in that 7 and 8 range and win in the play-in and get the Rockets in the first round,
I'm going
Mavericks in that scenario. And they're not going to have to travel much. They're going to stay in Texas. I'm going with the Mavericks in that scenario. So it's going to be hell for the Mavericks. It's going to be hell for the Rockets, dude. And that's my concern with them. I just think the Nuggets are the number 1 threat to OKC right now. I still have OKC as a significant favorite because their athleticism, their talent. When they go up against a Cleveland or a Boston is where I'm going to be concerned with OKC. Because with OKC, I look at them, who else is going to join the party with Shea? Who's the number? Who's going to be the
Jalen Williams?
Number? Yeah, it has to be
hopefully
him.
Jay does.
Can he be a consistent number 2?
Or with Chet come back, it could be Chet.
I don't see Chet. I don't see him as number 2 as of this moment. I don't see him as the number 2. I think he's more of a guy that like a Porzingis.
Yeah, I was about to say like a Porzingis.
They need Shea needs a number 2. He needs a dude that can be his Robin. There's no definitive Robin on that team. Jalen Williams should be the Robin, but we saw last year how that went.
Yeah,
he wasn't there.
The Mavs, he was
MIA.
A ghost.
He was a ghost. So remains to be seen. And the Mavericks still match up well against OKC. Like they lost to them recently.
Literally just lost them. Yeah.
Yeah, they just lost them just recently without Luka. So
I don't think did they even have Kyrie?
I think they did.
Okay, they did.
I think they did.
Okay.
Yeah, they did have Kyrie. But
yeah, that was a bad loss.
Yeah, it was. But yeah, man. The threats to the Celtics. I'm going Cleveland. I'm going.
Only got about 14.
Yeah, I'm going Cleveland. I'm going Denver. I'm going the Knicks.
And the Cavs.
And OKC.
Yeah, OKC.
Yes, I said Cleveland.
Oh, yes, Cleveland. That's my fault.
Those are my teams, really.
If I had to rank them, I would rank them Thunder.
Cleveland.
Yeah, Cleveland. Nuggets.
Really?
And Knicks.
Knicks over Nuggets? I mean, Nuggets over Knicks?
Yeah.
Really?
Just because they got the Nuggets got the pedigree.
Okay, they do have the pedigree. I just look at the Knicks.
I mean, the Knicks are more of an immediate threat because they're in the same conference. So
I just look at the Knicks and I say their wing defenders and their
true.
Size.
That is
with
true.
Karl-Anthony Towns.
When was the last time they matched up? And what happened?
The Celtics and the Knicks in the playoffs?
No, I'm talking about like in the regular season. Like, did they play? Have they played each other yet?
Yeah, they played it. Remember the first game of the season? They got
that was the first game of the season.
Got washed.
Let me see. When the next time they played?
I don't remember the last time they played.
Knicks versus Celtics.
I will say the Celtics have been losing a lot lately. They just lost to my Lakers on Thursday.
Oh yeah. Oh, they did.
Yeah, they got washed by some. I was like, whoa, that's crazy. And Brian Windhorst was like, they were tired.
22nd was the last time they played.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
And the Celtics won 132-109.
Damn. Man. Well, we'll see in March. We'll see how things go around March and April, but those are the teams that I have as like threats to the Celtics. They're not the prohibited favorites like how they were before the season started, in my opinion. There's actual threats. There are teams that can exploit them. And against my Lakers, I saw some things. I'm like, I know it's a back-to-back, but some dudes did take some time off. They didn't play the Clippers game, so.
It just feel like to me the Celtics, they just kind of like cruising.
They are cruising.
Yeah, they kind of like the Chiefs.
Yeah, they are cruising right now. They want to chip and not really motivated as much.
Once April come around, they'll be ready.
Yeah.
Because Joe Mazzulla, he gonna have them boys. That Joe Mazzulla's a psychopath. Something he ain't all the way. He ain't wired all the way there, but he could coach some freaking basketball.
But I will say, if they can't make threes, you have a shot. I know that's a simple thing to say, but if they're not hitting threes on an elite clip, that offense is cooked. It's gonna be a slugfest if they win. If they can't hit threes, they're gonna have to really play good defense. And that is the downside of their offense. They rely too heavily on the three-pointer. And that's how the Lakers were able to beat them the other night. It's because they couldn't hit their shots in an elite clip like they normally do. And the Lakers were able to hit their three-point shots, able to hit their shots. So, all right. Let me see. Is there anything else we need to talk about?
The standings really haven't changed at all.
Yeah, that's about it, really, for the NBA. Nothing really to talk about until after the NFL season is over with. So, this is really what we can say at this moment about the NBA. Hopefully things change. Hopefully the trade deadline really sparks a lot of things. Hopefully in the Lakers' favor You know what I'm saying? Because the Lakers, they need somebody, Walker Kessler, somebody to help out because, my God, Anthony Davis, as great as he is, I would love for him to be back at the 4. Well, with that, further ado, I want to say thank you all for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below, hit the notification bell, follow the socials as well. Check out all our other videos. The link will be in the description for some of the playlist. And we'll see you all on the next episode of the Courtside View Podcast. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.
Salute.
Just let me be.